Hey there, this is Dr. Renee of Pleasant Leadership Consulting, where we inspire your leadership freedom. So, welcome to a brand new series. It's Leadership, Presence, and Influence, something that all leaders can take note and maybe learn a thing or two. So, go ahead and join us. All right, we're at week number 3 or segment number 3 in our series. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, today we're going to talk about effective persuasion and negotiation skills. Sometimes as a leader, we feel like we live in this land a little too much, yes? Let's kick it off with the art of persuasion. Notice the graphic, it's the brain and the heart. All right, leaders, there are 7 principles of persuasion. All right, there's social proof, reciprocity, authority, liking, commitment and consistency, scarcity, and unity. So, depending on what you are trying to work towards, whatever area of persuasion you're working, you're going to use one of these 7 or a combination of these 7 in order to get the desired outcome. To be proficient at the art of persuasion, you need to know your audience and you need to tailor your message to match the audience. So, how do you influence others? Let's talk about a few strategies. This most likely feels intuitive to you on how to build your sphere of influence. You're going to build alliances and networks to enhance influence, right? Those are the people who are going to receive your influence. And then you're going to use your authority and expertise ethically. All right, so let's talk a little bit about negotiation skills because as a leader, you negotiate. Perhaps as a leader, you didn't think that you negotiate, but let's look at some of the most common tasks in which a leader is negotiating. If you or someone in your employ is asking for a raise, you're negotiating. Job offers for the next top talent, you're negotiating. If you're requesting a budget increase, guess what, guys? You're negotiating. And if you're just trying to close a sale, you are definitely negotiating. So I'm going to ask you again, as a leader, are you aware of how often you negotiate in your daily duties? All right, so there's some techniques that you need to know for negotiating if you want to be an effective leader. So number 1, we talked about this, know your crowd. 2, plan ahead. 3, timing is key. 4, be sure that you're listening closely. 5, keep your emotions in check. What is your purpose? What is the plan? Next, you're going to make it a win-win for everybody, which means that you may have to compromise in some areas. That's where your negotiation skills are going to come into play big time. And then lastly, we're going to close the deal. Just in life, there's resistance and there's conflict. There's no way to avoid it. And as leaders, when there is resistance or conflict, people look to you. So how are you going to handle it? There are 3 C's that I recommend that leaders implement when handling conflict or addressing it. That's to communicate, have consistency, and remain composed. So as you have your 3 C's and you're moving forward to resolve or to address conflict, these are the steps you need to take. Create an open environment, describe the conflict, gain perspective from all parties involved, seek agreement, identify solutions, and then develop your plan of action. Thank you for joining us. This ends this week's segment, but tune in next week. We have more in the series. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.